What if the charming, boyish-faced politician you see on the world stage wasn't just a leader, but a man who was literally born into the halls of power? Imagine growing up with your father as Prime Minister, living at 24 Sussex Drive, shaking hands with global leaders before you could even ride a bike. That's the childhood of Justin Trudeau, a man whose life has been intertwined with politics since birth, and whose rise to Canada's highest office felt almost like destiny. But destiny is never that simple. Behind the perfectly tailored suits and the charismatic smile lies a leader who has faced intense public scrutiny, political storms, personal heartbreak, and global crises, all while trying to maintain the image of a modern, progressive statesman. Today, we'll peel back the curtain on Justin Trudeau's fortune, his lavish residences, the cars he drives, the scandals that rocked his career, and the personal life that rarely makes the headlines. As of 2025, Justin Trudeau's estimated net worth stands between $12 million and $14 million US, a combination of his political salary, book royalties, speaking engagements, and family inheritance. Prime Minister's salary. During his years as Prime Minister, Trudeau earned an annual salary of around $379,000 Canadian dollars, about $280,000 US, which includes both his role as Prime Minister and his role as a Member of Parliament. Book sales. His 2014 memoir, Common Ground, became a bestseller in Canada, earning him substantial royalties. Speaking engagements. Before becoming Prime Minister, Trudeau was a sought-after public speaker, earning fees upwards of $20,000 US per appearance. Investments and family wealth. As the eldest son of Pierre Elliott Trudeau, Justin also benefited from a family trust and investments that have grown over time. While he's not a billionaire by any stretch, Trudeau's fortune comfortably places him among the wealthiest Canadian politicians of his generation. Justin Pierre James Trudeau was born on December 25, 1971, in Ottawa, Ontario, a Christmas baby destined for an extraordinary life. He was the eldest son of Pierre Elliott Trudeau, Canada's 15th Prime Minister, and Margaret Trudeau, a free-spirited public figure in her own right. His birth made international headlines, with the media dubbing him the Canadian Prince. Growing up in 24 Sussex Drive, the official residence of the Prime Minister, meant that Justin's childhood was anything but ordinary. He attended state dinners, met Queen Elizabeth II, and played in the gardens where political history was made. But it wasn't all glamour. His parents' highly publicized separation when he was just 6 years old thrust him into the spotlight for reasons far beyond politics. Despite the privilege, Justin's parents instilled in him a sense of service and empathy. He attended both French and English schools, became fully bilingual, and developed an interest in drama, literature, and outdoor adventures. Later, he studied literature at McGill University and education at the University of British Columbia, preparing for a career far from politics, or so he thought. Before politics, Justin was a high school teacher, instructing students in French, drama, and math. He lived a relatively modest life, engaging in community work and youth programs. But his name carried political weight, and the turning point came in 2000 when he delivered a moving eulogy at his father's state funeral. Broadcast nationwide, the speech reignited public fascination with the Trudeau family and sparked speculation about Justin's political future. In 2008, he won his first election as a Member of Parliament for Papineau, one of Montreal's most diverse and challenging districts. By 2013, he became leader of the Liberal Party, and in 2015, he led the party to a stunning majority government victory, becoming Canada's 23rd Prime Minister. His youthful energy, progressive policies, and media-savvy image made him an international star, often compared to leaders like Emmanuel Macron and Barack Obama. He championed climate action, gender equality, and Indigenous reconciliation. But his tenure wasn't without turbulence. Justin Trudeau's image as a polished, progressive leader was tested multiple times. In 2019, photos surfaced of him wearing blackface and brownface at events in the early 2000s, sparking national outrage. Trudeau publicly apologized, calling it a terrible mistake and acknowledging the hurt it caused. Earlier, In 2019, the SNC-Lavalin affair raised allegations that Trudeau and his staff improperly pressured the Attorney General to avoid prosecuting a major engineering firm, an accusation that led to the resignation of key cabinet ministers and a dip in Trudeau's approval ratings. In addition, his costly international trips, ethics violations related to vacations on the Aga Khan's private island, and public separation from his wife Sophie in 2023 kept him under constant media scrutiny. Yet, through each controversy, Trudeau managed to hold on to political relevance and remain a central figure in Canadian politics. As Prime Minister, Trudeau's primary residence is Rideau Cottage, located on the grounds of Rideau Hall in Ottawa. The 22-room heritage home combines classic Canadian charm with modern comfort, offering him privacy while keeping him close to the official duties of his office. Trudeau also has ties to the family home in Montreal, a comfortable yet upscale property that reflects his preference for understated elegance over excessive opulence. These residences are functional rather than ostentatious, a deliberate choice in a country where politicians are often criticized for flaunting wealth. Justin Trudeau is not known for maintaining an extensive luxury car collection, but over the years, he's been seen with Mercedes-Benz GLS SUV, favored for its comfort and practicality for a family of 5. Tesla Model S, aligning with his environmental advocacy. Classic Ford Mustang, a nod to vintage car enthusiasts, though rarely driven. For official duties, Trudeau primarily uses government vehicles and is transported via the RCMP motorcade. He also travels aboard the Royal Canadian Air Force CC-150 Polaris for international trips, and on occasion, government-chartered helicopters and small aircraft for domestic travel. Trudeau does not own a private jet or yacht personally. Justin Trudeau has consistently leveraged his platform to promote charitable causes, particularly those centered on youth empowerment, environmental sustainability, and Indigenous rights. He has actively supported organizations like WE Charity, the Terry Fox Foundation, and UNICEF Canada, often participating in fundraising events and public campaigns to raise awareness. Trudeau's political decisions have also reflected a philanthropic spirit, with government-led initiatives to increase funding for clean water projects in Indigenous communities, and to combat climate change through renewable energy investments. In addition to public initiatives, Trudeau has personally contributed to various disaster relief funds, such as those aiding victims of the Fort McMurray wildfires and international humanitarian crises. His willingness to use his public profile for charitable work demonstrates a commitment that goes beyond politics, showing that his advocacy for social change is both personal and deeply rooted in his values. Justin Trudeau's personal life is as public as his political career, shaped by his charisma and high-profile family legacy. Married to Sophie Gregoire Trudeau until their separation in 2023, the two share 3 children, Xavier, Ella Grace, and Hadrian, whom Trudeau often describes as his greatest source of joy and inspiration. Despite his busy schedule, he's been seen attending their school events, taking family vacations, and spending time outdoors, hiking, skiing, or canoeing. Trudeau is also a boxing enthusiast, famously stepping into the ring for charity matches, and a passionate advocate for physical fitness as a way to maintain both mental and physical well-being. He's equally known for his love of the arts and literature, often quoting poetry or referencing classic works in his speeches. Friends and colleagues describe him as a leader who tries to balance public service with staying grounded through family traditions, cultural interests, and time in nature, keeping him connected to his roots, even in the fast-paced world of politics. From the halls of power in Ottawa to the boxing rings of Montreal, Justin Trudeau's life has been a mix of privilege, public service, and personal trials. Whether you see him as a progressive reformer or a political showman, there's no denying his influence on Canadian politics and his role on the global stage. So, what do you think? Is Justin Trudeau's legacy defined by his charm and vision, or by the controversies that tested his leadership? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more deep dives into the lives and fortunes of the world's most fascinating leaders.